You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
And the wait again is over. We are those weekend golf guys. John Ashton, all by myself here in the studio. Tara Bassett joining us, of course, from somewhere in the wilds of Atlanta, Georgia. Jeff Smith live.
Here.
Yeah, Jeff Smith live from the Golf Cave at Otter Creek in Columbus, Indiana, the Plain and Simple Golf School. Okay, Jeff, stop playing golf and start talking to us now. It's time.
Come on.
Time to stop playing and start working, or stop working and start playing. In your case, however it might be. Hey, listen.
You didn't used to hear those shots.
Yeah, well, we've improved our audio equipment.
Dang it.
One of the drawbacks to technology. But we are here for another edition of Those Weekend Golf Guys. I want to say hi to everybody all over the world, coast to coast, up and down, all around. And one of the things that the golf world has been talking about incessantly all week, of course, is the Ryder Cup, because we lost. And, of course, when you lose, heads must roll.
That's right. People must be blamed.
So now everybody's talking about what kind of great ideas can we come up with to win next time. So first, you, Jeff, what do you say?
Play better golf. Really? I hate to say that, but, the truth is that they just didn't make enough birdies. Yeah. The Europeans guys did. I saw an awful lot of close matches that just turned. I watched just a little bit of what was going on Sunday. At one point, it looked like there was a chance to make it close. And the Europeans just kept making birdies, and our guys didn't. And my personal thought is it doesn't have anything to do with the captain's decisions. It has everything to do with the guys. They know they're on the Ryder Cup team. They know they got to go out there and golf their ball. They know it's all about making birdies. It's the only way to win a hole. And I don't know why everybody is sitting there yammering on about what's the deal with Tom Watson. How come Ted Bishop chose Tom Watson? You know what? If you go hit the rewind button for a ways back when Tom Watson was picked, everybody said, "Boy, those are those are a bunch of great reasons to pick that guy." And now they're using those same reasons to tear the guy down.
Yeah.
Yet he didn't swing a club.
Exactly.
How about those guys that played like Doug do?
Yeah.
How about let's talk to those guys? How about let's say, hey, fellas, we know you weren't on top of your game. As a matter of fact, going into the Ryder Cup, everybody on the media said, hey, this is going to be a blowout for the Europeans because nobody on the U.S. team is currently playing well, regardless of world ranking and stuff like that. They just weren't playing well, and everybody knew that whatever day Rory stooled it up, he was going to be smoking people, and he did. And it just happened to be Ricky Fowler, and Ricky actually played pretty well, but it didn't matter. You're not catching that guy on Sunday. So
yeah, that's true.
I just think they just didn't play well enough as a group. They can complain. Phil can complain about style and all that other nonsense. But truth is that Phil played well enough. He won 2 points. How about the rest of the guys?
Yeah. Other than Jordan Spieth,
it all comes down to that, and people want to gloss over it because they don't want to say, "Hey guys, the Europeans are better." But yet, that's what everybody in the planet was saying prior to the event, was that the Europeans were better. Guess what?
Jeff?
They were better. Yes, dear.
Jeff, I have a question for you, dear. And here's my thought process on this entire Ryder Cup thing. I think that the major issue that came alive in the Ryder Cup play of our wonderful Americans, they don't have you as a golf teacher.
They don't. And it's unfortunate.
That's right. That's what it all comes down to.
The petition starts now. Let's get Jeff Smith to at least coach the Ryder Cup team next time.
That's my suggestion.
Got a bunch more suggestions, too. And what we'd like to do is solicit your suggestions. If you got any, you can get through to us on Facebook at facebook.com/golfguys, or you can tweet us at WKND Golf Guys. We're going to take a very quick break. We got a great show coming up We've got not only Tara and Jeff and myself, John Ashton, going to solve all the problems that the Ryder Cup team has had and make it better. But we're also going to help you raise a lot more money for your next golf scramble, and we're going to find a place for you to go and escape to when the cold winter months actually get here. So we're going to be talking with a par excellence fundraiser, and also Doug Hollandsworth from the Georgia Golf Trail. All coming up. We are those weekend golf guys. We're going to take a quick 2 minutes, and we will be right back.
Who did you let down today? Your wife? Your kids? Well, how about yourself? Take a look in the mirror. If you're tired of your drug and alcohol problem, you need to fix the problem, and right now, before you hurt or kill yourself, or worse yet, somebody else. Call the addiction specialist now at the Detox and Treatment Helpline, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have private insurance, we specialize in finding you the right treatment. When you call right now, you'll speak to a recovering addict who understands what you're going through right now. Let us help you break your addiction to drug and alcohol before it's too late. This call is completely confidential and free. So if you have private insurance, take 5 minutes of your time. Call right now. I promise it'll change your life.
Call now, 800-390-5160. 800-390-5160. 800-390-5160. Call right now. That's 800-390-5160.
There is no worse feeling in the world than standing at the airport baggage carousel after finally reaching your vacation destination, only to see every piece of luggage claimed and your golf clubs have yet to appear. After buying that expensive travel bag for your clubs and paying the extra fee to the airline, there's still no guarantee they'll actually arrive at your vacation destination. Well, you don't ever have to worry about that again. Use Golf Clubs Away. Golf travel just got easier with Golf Club Away. They rent premium Nike clubs to golf travelers for only $44. The clubs will be delivered to your hotel or directly to the course by 7 a.m. You'll have a complete set of the latest Nike clubs. It's a much better deal than resorts. There are no bags to check, no baggage for the airline to lose, no hassle, no worries, and they're awesome clubs. Just remember to pack your game. Premium Nike Golf Club rentals delivered to your course or hotel, only $44. Golf travel made easy from Golf Clubs Away. Check out those weekendgolfguys.com/sponsors for more details and ordering information. And we are back, those weekend golf guys. John Ashton here in studio. Jeff Smith with us live from the Golf Cave at Otter Creek. And joining us on the line right now, Wyman Marshal, who's the Vice President of Sales for WHIP Fundraising. And first off, Wyman, want to say hi. Thanks for joining the weekend golf guys. How are you today?
I'm great, John. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're quite welcome. Now, you are a guru when it comes to raising money for charitable and other organizations. And
you are correct. You are correct.
I like it when I call people gurus and they just grab the moniker.
They just go for it. Right.
That's right. But one of the things, and I think I got 3 emails this past week about different organizations here in town that are doing golf scrambles. The fall seems to be a busy time. I'm sure Jeff up at Otter Creek, you got a bunch of scrambles coming up there.
We do. As a matter of fact, got one going on right now.
Oh, how convenient is this, huh?
It is very convenient.
I know, but
it is good.
All of them seem to have one way or another of raising money with silent auctions or live auctions or something like that. It's part and parcel. When you walk in, the ladies are going to try to sell you mulligans. They're going to try to sell you chances on this or that or the other, or a 50-50 pot split, and then you're going to see the table with all of the silent auction items, and they're always the same. And these organizations wonder why they can't make any more money. So,
you're absolutely right, and we actually bring things to the table that you really can't find anywhere. Things from NFL teams, national music acts, just any type of sports, amazing golf items, you name it.
Well, name a couple amazing golf items. Amaze me, astound me.
Well, let's say you want a Masters flag signed by Rory, or you want some amazing artwork from the Masters that's signed by Jack Nicklaus, or everything from the British Open, signed, golf clubs, balls, you name it.
Wow.
We can get our hands on it.
So do you have like people all over the world just poised and ready to grab stuff as soon as it's done, or how do you go about coming across this stuff, man?
Actually, that's an interesting question. If you, I know that when you've gone to golf tournaments on their practice days, you'll always see people out there who are getting items signed, and a lot of those guys actually work for companies that's their business. They're sports memorabilia companies, and that's kind of where we got our start with fundraising. And basically what we found out is that people really they exhaust all options when it comes to going out and finding items for live and silent auctions, and they feel bad every single year having to go back to the same people and asking again and again. So what we do is we bring it all to you, and it doesn't cost anything to bring us in, and that's the beauty of it. We do live items, we do silent items, and I'll be the auctioneer if you'd like. It doesn't cost anything to bring us in.
Wyman Marshal from Whip Fundraising with Tara. Glad you're here now. You, in your storied career, have as well as I have, emceed many of these types of events. So
and me, John.
Yeah, go ahead and ask Tara. Go ahead and ask the question.
Hey, Wyman, this is Tara Bassett. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good. I was wondering, can you bring it to Georgia? Because that's where I am right now.
Absolutely. We can go anywhere in the country. We actually just did an event in Tampa, Florida for ex-Governor Chris this past weekend. But we actually have multiple events all over the country. We do Richard Sherman's events in Seattle. We do the Saints, the New Orleans Saints Touchdown Club. We do things in D.C., fundraisers, you name it. We can do it anywhere in the country, and typically with not that much notice. Yeah. Because we have stuff kind of all over. We have different representatives in the company that we each kind of keep our own things, and then when we need to do an event, if I need certain items, I just call up and get those items sent to me.
Fantastic.
And it doesn't cost me anything. I don't have to pay you to bring that stuff. I don't have to pay you to come. I don't, right. I'll buy you dinner or something, man. Is that enough?
Yeah, I mean, I'll explain it to you. There are auction companies out there that they'll contact you and they'll say, okay, well, I've got this amazing auction package to go wherever. And what they'll do is they'll actually try to sell it to you at a discounted rate. Okay. Right. Well, where we're different is we actually take a percentage of the minimum bid of each item. So we don't try to hit you with any hidden fees or any percentages of overall gross income or any of that from an auction. So let's say that there's a pair of sunglasses that's $100, for instance. We get 80% of that opening bid, and the charity gets 20%. But anything over that opening bid, the charity gets 100%. So if the sunglasses sell for $1,000, then the charity gets $920. Does that make sense?
It does. Even I can do that math. Hey, Jeff, how much for a series of lessons? Maybe they can put you on their roster here, man.
I think that's a heck of an idea. I've been doing the selling them a lesson package, for the last place team, selling it to the foursome because, most of these times you finish last place in the scramble. You pretty well need me.
Yeah.
And, I've got a question about how they go about getting some of these things because, I've been to enough of these tour events and all I ever see is the tour players, they're only signing stuff for kids. So, you guys employing kids? You throw them up the front lines with a whole bunch of stuff? Is that how that works?
We actually don't. There are companies out there that we get our items from. So
and they employ the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very loaded. Thank you. I think there was a bead of sweat just then. But no, we don't employ children and don't have any sweatshops anywhere.
Got to go with the cutest looking, the cutest looking, desperate looking kids ever, and then you can get it.
Cindy Lou Who.
Wyman.
Yeah.
Wyman. John has a sweatshop, and we all work in it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I
tell you. When I was talking with John about this, it just makes perfect sense because we love doing events, and we can't do all events clearly. We try to kind of narrow and see which ones are going to be the best. We don't want to do a charitable event that's got 20 guys who are drinking the whole time and just kind of having a little ball by themselves. I mean, we'd like to have a decent amount of people, and the only thing that we require is some tables. That's basically it.
You don't even demand a foursome in the scramble if it's a golf outing?
No, because I won't have time because I'll be working so hard to make you money.
That's right.
Because Wyman, Wyman, you've got a foursome right here, but I'm a little bit worried about the other three drinking and carousing while we're having the auction.
Well, let me run an idea by you that we've counseled some of the folks who have called us and asked for help. Is one of the things that we try to tell people is that if you wait until after the golf scramble to do an auction, you are going to lose money all over the place because by the time the scramble is over, the wives have called 4 times asking when are you coming home, and everybody's tired and they really don't care. However, we've been telling people that have a big dinner like the night before, and at that point you can get the live auction, the camaraderie, the teams together. You can get all of that done and out of the way so that the day of you're in and out of that golf course without the typical 6.5-7 hour ordeal.
Absolutely, and people, if you look at a regular charitable event in the evening, you want to get things going at about 6 or 7 o'clock, and people start imbibing in libations, and you have dinner, and everybody gets kind of loose, and then they're out of there by 10 o'clock. You don't want to stretch it until later on in the evening, because then you're right, people get tired and they want to go home.
And for the edification of people who may be planning an event like this, do people tend to make more money in direct proportion to the lack of sobriety among the people attending their function?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's the when you are having a few cocktails. Simply, it relaxes you enough to make decisions that benefit the charity immensely.
Exactly. Have you ever done any comparisons as to like a specific charity who did basically the same type of event from year 1 to year 2 with you being involved the second year is increases and stuff?
Yeah, we actually just did a big derby party, and the first year that we came in, there was about a $40,000 increase, and then this past year about $150,000. So yeah, I mean we bring the game, that's for sure. That's
some substantial increases for people. So anybody who's planning, and it may be too late for this year, but you already got the committees and stuff all ready to go next year. And one of the things you were saying that's great is when you're putting your committees together for next year's golf scramble, you can get rid of the silent auction committee.
Right. Basically, you can take those people and have them go out and look for sponsorships. That's where the big money is. It's sponsorships, but also your live and sound auction. So, leave that up to us.
Exactly. All right.
But I'll tell you, it's not too late. It's never too late. Like I just got an event a week and a half ago that I'm going to do here in Louisville. So,
fantastic.
And then. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't take much time because I keep all of my stuff here at my house. Okay. And if I need to get more stuff in, I just do that. And then, like, for instance, I'm doing Make-A-Wish up in Indianapolis the following week. And if I sell all my stuff at this event, then I just get more stuff in. So.
And I had the pleasure of peeking into his back seat yesterday and saw an original Peter Max painting.
Yeah, of Muhammad Ali, yeah.
God. I mean, that was just, whoa. I was afraid to touch it. Of course, I
I
was afraid you wouldn't let me touch it.
I don't think you should let him touch it. No. Don't let him touch it, Wyman.
Yeah, no.
Wyman Marshal from Whip Funding, the shameless self-promotion part of our time together here, Wyman. How do folks who we've excited about the prospects of making a ton more money on their next event get in touch with y'all?
Well, you can go to whipfundraising.com, or you can call me personally at area code 502-553-7777.
That's easy to remember. Plus, the numbers and the contact information will be available through our website for those of you who are now without a pen and go, I'm never going to remember that. But it's Wyman Marshal, Whip Funding, 502-553-7777. Lucky. Sounds good. Wyman, appreciate your time today.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Our pleasure, totally.
See you, Wyman.
Take care.
All right. Mr. Jeff has gone off to work. That's a shame. Tara and I will be right back. Don't you move.
Welcome back to the No Monthly Mortgage Payment Show.
No doubt you've heard the programs and commercials talking about reverse mortgages. You know, with the famous actors, or they used to be famous actors, telling you how you can eliminate your monthly mortgage payment, still own your home, and live the life of your dreams. Well, most of it's true, but you need to get all the facts. Call now for 7 secrets of reverse mortgages. Call 800-335-9492. This simple-to-read brochure includes information about possible hidden fees, which program benefits you and not the bank, and how to negotiate better terms. Let's put a stop to all the games. Call now to get the facts. Operators are standing by. Call 800-335-9492. That's 800-335-9492. 800-335-9492.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free. So small, it fits right on the bottle of strips. And if you call now, we'll also send you this stylish full-featured meter at no charge. That's 2 free meters. You can keep one in your pocket and leave the other one at home.
You can even hook it up to your computer so your doctor can track your results.
United States Medical Supply also delivers prescription medication right to my door, so I don't have to go to the drugstore anymore.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free. Call today.
Call 800-418-4477. 800-418-4477. That's 800-418-4477. Call today.
Hi, I'm John Ashton of those Weekend Golf Guys. You know, I'm a 50-something, slightly overweight, slightly out-of-shape guy who plays golf more often than my body can take every week. The walk back to the car after a round is usually a little slow because of some nagging aches and pains. Now, if you're saying to yourself right now, oh, yeah, tell me about it, John, I want to recommend something I've been using that works wonders. It's called the Stick. The Stick is a self-massage tool. It's used by all the major U.S. Olympic training centers, by the NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL. Also used in hospitals for physical therapy. Chiropractors use this thing, massage therapists, and a whole lot of other healthcare professionals. There's even a golfer out in Washington State carries it in his bag, and he says his legs and his back start to tire at the end of a round. He uses the Stick, and it makes him feel fresh, mentally and physically, just like at the start of the round. So we highly recommend you try the Stick. In fact, you can check it out right now at thoseweekendgolfguys.com/sponsors and get all the details and ordering information. And we are back, those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton here in studio. Tara Bassett, temporarily ensconced somewhere in Atlanta, Georgia, and also in Atlanta right now. Joining us from the Georgia Golf Trail would be none other than Doug Hollandsworth. Doug, welcome back to this Weekend Golf Guys. How you been, man?
Hey, John, how you been? Hey, Tara, welcome to the show there. I see they finally got some smarts and added a female to the lineup. Good for them.
That's right.
Well, that's always good. Hey, God, I was on the, as John knows, I was on the radio for about 8 years here in Atlanta, and and certainly had a lot of female guest hosts and things like that. So certainly a female can add a lot of different perspectives and points of view to certainly the game of golf, and we certainly need that for sure. So
we do.
Congratulations and way to go, John. I'm glad you finally got smart.
Well, it happens to us eventually, right?
Well, Doug, you know what? John and I have been co-workers in Louisville for a long, long time, and I've always respected him as an artist on radio, and he's even a better friend. So I'm just glad I've gotten the chance to join him.
Well, that's good. I know I've watched him grow over the years, and they've just done a great job. We certainly appreciate being a part of the show every now and then, and look forward to helping you guys any way I can in the future.
That sounds great, man. One of the things that scares us all up here is we had a pretty bad winter last year.
Yes, we all did.
And now people are saying it's going to be cold again here in the Midwest, in the North, the Northeast, Northwest, etc. So what we need to do is find out the easiest, quickest ways to make an escape. I mean, I-65, they go south.
Yeah, that goes that other state. You need to come back down and go
right.
down.
Need to
what's 77? Is that
75.
What goes
75.
Well,
yeah.
75 definitely.
Yeah.
So we need to get you guys down here in Atlanta for a week or so, and because we can play golf down here on the Georgia Golf Trail pretty much 12 months out of the year. So we'd love to have you maybe do the show from down here, and, I could dust off the microphone that I used to have, and, we'd go to town.
Well, I think the closest course to me right now is in Stone Mountain. Am I correct?
In terms of the trail, actually, yeah, you're probably right. We have 3 here in Atlanta. They're pretty much equally separated. We're up to 19 trail members now, John, and looking to put a 20th one, and that's probably where we're going to draw the line. But yeah, Tara, we have Stone Mountain Golf Club here in Atlanta, which is probably fairly close to you, and then Lake Lanier Islands, Legacy on Lanier is a beautiful spot there on Lake Lanier, and then Chateau Valon Resort up 85, beautiful golf course that used to host the Saracen World Open years ago. So those are the 3 closest ones to our big city here in Atlanta.
I used to live in Stone Mountain.
I think you told me that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not far. But actually, I can go down the road just a piece and can see Stone Mountain, from a little higher elevation. Beautiful course. 2 courses there at Stone Mountain, a Marriott Golf run, but Robert Trent Jones Sr. did one of them, and it's just it's a beautiful area. It's a great place for families, and that's one of the things we're trying to do, too, is not just promote each one of the golf courses, but what there is to do around the mountains in Georgia or Atlanta or the lakes or the coastal part of Georgia. We want other people as they come to Georgia to know that, hey, we've got a lot of stuff here to do. If they're going south or whatever, stop by and see us a few extra days, and we'll be able to entertain you not only on the golf course but other places as well.
Yeah, in Stone Mountain, the golf course out there, that's owned by the DeKalb County, isn't it? Is it still or is it
it is. It's definitely it's an old state course, Georgia State, and Marriott's kind of been running it for quite a while now, and then the big company that runs Dollywood and other places has the amusement side of it. So great. It's a lot of fun what they've done over there for families and kids on the amusement side of it, and it's a lot of fun things coming up in here in the south and in the fall, and just do a wonderful job. I mean, so you could actually, when they got camping and you can climb Stone Mountain and do all these things. So it's somewhere the whole family could go for a whole week. Dad can play golf and let the kids and mom do whatever.
You know what else is fun, Doug and John, is when you come down here, you don't have to drive. I mean, I cannot tell you the number of Southwest Airlines people who have flown down here with me, and then when I'm ready to get home, all these sweaty guys get back on the plane for $59, and they fly back to Louisville. So it's so easily accessible by, what they used to say, planes and boats and trains.
Yeah.
Really easy to get here.
Well, that's one part of something we have specially here that, in terms of other areas around the Southeast that might be a little tougher to get to. I mean, we can you can actually fly into Atlanta, and I mean, you can be playing golf within a matter of a couple of hours, and you can even go up into the mountains, and we've got 2 or 3 courses up in the mountains that's on the trail that, or, if you wanted to go down to the coast, it's about a 4-hour trip down to Savannah and St. Simons, and then right now, if you turn on your TV, you watch the Big Break Invitational going on at one of our courses there at Reynolds Plantation, right. And so we have 3 courses there on the trail right there at Lake Oconee, right off I-20 going toward Augusta. So a lot to do here in Georgia, but very accessible, as you said, there, Tara, with the airport, and easy to do, and, grab a cab or rental car and get over and play some of the courses close by.
Exactly. I was going to ask you about Reynolds Plantation. Now, is that a case of the Golf Channel scoping out a good place, or did Reynolds Plantation?
Yeah, I think so. I've done a lot of work with Reynolds over the years, and I think they have hosted a couple of PGA type events in the past, and I think they were looking for something that really could help promote them and what they do. And the bottom line is what they do is they try to sell real estate there. They have 6 golf courses just at Reynolds Plantation, so some wonderful golf. But then also we have Harbor Club and Cuscawilla on the lake as well that's part of the trail. So a great area, just about an hour and 15 minutes from the airport, so easy access right down I-20, and a beautiful part of Georgia.
Hey, Doug, let me ask you a technique question. Let's say somebody wanted to spend, a week to 10 days playing golf at different places on the trail. Is there a central place you can go and plan the whole itinerary, or do you just find the members?
The best thing to do, John, is we're working with Fairways Golf at Golf There, which is the same people, and they've doing our golf packaging. So if they go on the website, and the website is Georgia Golf and Travel.
Hello.
And see the 800 number where they'll pick up the phone and say the Georgia Golf Trail, and you can talk to them about, what you want to do, 2 or 3 days or a week or 10 days. And a lot of people have started doing that in terms of, wanting to go to play golf in the mountains and play golf on the coast. And that's what's kind of neat about Georgia is we have all of the above. So if you want 2 different type of golf courses, you can go with just in a few hours of each other and play some great golf. So, but it's, 800 number there, and we won't need to go into it, but just go to the website and you can sign up for our newsletter that kind of puts some information out there, John, too. And we also give away a golf package every month to one of our resorts and some Bridgestone golf balls, Bridgestone's one of our sponsors, who's headquartered here right outside of Atlanta. So we certainly want people to go in and sign up for the newsletter so they can get more information each month about what we're doing. And like I said, in the past, we're fairly new from what we're doing, and we're excited. We're growing. The state of Georgia Tourism is our partner as well. So we're, excited about being a part of them because we're promoting Georgia through golf to the world. And we've got one example, we have a big publisher from Germany coming over this month, and he's going to be here for a week doing all kind of fun things. And he has a big magazine there in Germany, and it's going to go back and write about Germany and about the Georgia Golf Trail and certainly what we have to offer. So with the state being a part of what we do, we're able to reach not only people here in the Southeast or in the United States, but all around the world. So it's kind of exciting.
Hey, Doug, I've got a question for you. Excuse me, John.
Sure.
I did a little research while I was down here in Atlanta and learned a little bit about Bobby Jones, and I just want to talk to you about him for a minute. I actually went to his grave site.
Good for you.
My brother-in-law is a huge golfer, and I said, I need to learn more about this guy. So he took me down to Oakland Cemetery, where he has a beautiful headstone,
right.
And it's right here in Atlanta. And I know, John, you're going to love this. He was the guy who helped design the first ever set of matched clubs. So you and I could take a great big lead from him.
My clubs are matched, lady.
I don't believe it.
Hey, John, it's not how they look. It's how you hit them, right, buddy?
Well, that's what I keep saying, but I'm having to go with how they look. 'Cause I'd rather look good than be good, man.
I always used to fool people, from my clubs and everything to the way I look getting up the first tee, and I said I look good till I tee off,
Yeah, Doug, it's all about the equipment to John.
All about the equipment. There you go. But Bobby Jones, that's certainly something we're trying to do as well. We want to promote the history. We actually have a part of our website is dedicated to Bobby Jones and his legacy, and we're also Bobby Jones, the apparel company, is our presenting sponsor. So it's the Georgia Golf Trail, presented by Bobby Jones, and Bobby Jones has just relocated their international headquarters here to Atlanta from New York. So this summer, so we're excited about that. They love what we're doing. Certainly see the fit of what we're doing here in Georgia, and so again, that's reaching out to the world and not just locally here. But Bobby Jones, what a great actually know his grandson Bobby Jones IV, who lives here in Atlanta, and he's very excited about what we're doing and building, and certainly helping remember his grandfather. So great story. But I hope you brought a golf ball. I bet you didn't bring a golf ball, leave it on his headstone there, did you, Tara?
You know what? You're not going to believe this, but when I got there, Bob pulled a golf ball out of his pocket and said, "Here's the tradition."
There you go. And you went down there, I'm sure you saw golf balls laying on his headstone right there.
They're covered by it, and they're surrounded by it. And the joke of it is he pulled out one of the hollow core metal golf balls that John and I have promoted on the show. And I asked him if he had also brought a driver so I could drive off of the headstone, but that was not allowed. Yeah.
That's probably, that would probably, especially in that part of town. I'm not sure you want to do that.
Weekend Golf Guy co-host gets busted for vandalism at Bobby Jones' gravesite. I can see the headlines now. Yeah.
Well, I like what he said about the secret of golf is to turn 3 shots into 2, and that's something that John and producer Mark and I constantly try to do, is turn those 3 shots into 2.
It's very easy. Just don't count the third.
I've been trying to figure that out for years.
Just don't count the third,
For
Doug.
years.
Just don't count it. It works.
Just don't count. That's what I quit keeping score.
All right, man.
Time ago, John, I'd get mad at myself, and, I'm like, Doug, what are you mad at? You don't practice enough. I said, just forget this. Just go have fun.
Exactly.
I used to play in a lot of events, and at one time years ago was a fairly good golfer and really enjoyed it. And live on a golf course, and I certainly don't play as much as I'd like to. But, So, I just enjoy playing. I enjoy the camaraderie when you get out with friends and family, and that's what's so great about the game of golf. You can do it from 2 years old, or as my dad is re-upped and started playing again, and he's 82. So he loves it.
They're right when they say it's a game for a lifetime, man.
It is. It really is.
Shameless self-promotion, Doug. How do folks get in touch again with the website?
Yeah, the best thing to do is just go to our website, and they find out a lot of information, because we certainly have not mentioned all of our trail members, but we're very excited about what we're doing here in Georgia, and they can go to www.georgiagolfandtravel.com and certainly sign up for the website, because again, where you pull out of the hat each month a trip for 2 or 4 people that can come and play golf here in Georgia and stay, and again, that gets you also some Bridgestone golf balls, and so certainly do that. But we'd love to hear from you. Call the 800 number, talk to the sales guys over there, and let them tell you more about what we have to offer here in Georgia.
Do we have one more question, John?
Yes, I was going to say, any parting words, Tara? Go for it. The floor is yours.
I understand, Doug, that you have been hobnobbing with some pretty big names like David Ralston.
I did. You didn't? Do you know the speaker?
I haven't met him personally, but I know several representatives, and I'm wondering, does this mean there are even going to be more politicians betting on the Georgia Golf Trail?
Well, we've been very fortunate with what we're doing with the state government, and again, being a part of the state tourism has certainly opened a lot of doors, and not to go into it deeply, but we're working to get more funding so we can do more advertising, let people know more about what we're doing, and getting the state involved. And I've met with the governor a couple of times and the tourism committees there at the Georgia Assembly, and we had a Georgia Golf Trail Day this year. And actually, I just got to meet House Speaker of Georgia, Ralston, this past Monday night, and he is a big golfer, and he has said that he will put me under his wing and help us, get more attention in what we're doing, and trying to learn from what the other success stories around us have been, with the surrounding states and what they've continued to do in a great way, and that's what we want to do here in Georgia. And we had 14 million people last year stop here in Georgia, and so that's what we're kind of excited about. But looking forward to doing more stuff with Speaker Ralston and certainly other things in Georgia, and we'll love to host you guys, when it gets a little cooler up there in Kentucky, and come down and crank up the microphones and play some golf and eat some good old Southern cuisine and go from there. So let's plan it.
We will be there. The planning will commence as soon as we're done here. Doug, I appreciate it, man. Always do.
Thanks, John. I appreciate your time. Certainly, you guys have done a great job. Like I said, I've enjoyed watching you guys grow over the years and where you're doing now. Looking forward to being more part of what we talked about earlier. And Tara, congratulations and enjoy your time here in Atlanta.
Thank
you.
You.
I look forward to meeting you one day, and hopefully we can all get together and tee it up.
Well, appreciate that. And John and Mark are going to put on skirts and tee off with me.
There you go.
Yeah. It's gonna.
That's the nice thing about getting older too, Tara. I keep getting closer to that pin.
It could all happen.
That testosterone's gone out the door. I could care less. I don't care if I can drive it 300 yards and I got to have to play 7,500 yards.
That's right.
And while you guys lose it, I think I'm gaining it.
There you go. There you go.
That's the way it should be, man. Doug Hollandsworth with Georgia Golf Trail, GeorgiaGolfAndTravel.com. Check him out. And we will be down there broadcasting live from some place that you deem appropriate in the not-too-distant future, Doug. We'll be talking at you, man. Appreciate it.
Look forward to it. Thanks again for your time.
You're quite welcome, man. There is no worse feeling in the world than standing at the airport baggage carousel after finally reaching your vacation destination, only to see every piece of luggage claimed and your golf clubs have yet to appear. After buying that expensive travel bag for your clubs and paying the extra fee to the airline, there's still no guarantee they'll actually arrive at your vacation destination. Well, you don't ever have to worry about that again. Use Golf Clubs Away. Golf travel just got easier with Golf Club Away. They rent premium Nike clubs to golf travelers for only $44. The clubs will be delivered to your hotel or directly to the course by 7 a.m. You'll have a complete set of the latest Nike clubs. It's a much better deal than resorts. There are no bags to check, no baggage for the airline to lose, no hassle, no worries, and they're awesome clubs. Just remember to pack your game. Premium Nike Golf Club rentals delivered to your course or hotel, only $44. Golf travel made easy from Golf Clubs Away. Check out those weekendgolfguys.com/sponsors for more details and ordering information.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Paraswabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Paraswabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Paraswabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Paraswabs risk-free, call 1-800-678-3849. That's 1-800-678-3849. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-678-3849. That's 1-800-678-3849.
Those Weekend Golf Guys. We are back. John Ashton here in studio with Tara Bassett, Jeff Smith, live from the Plain and Simple Golf School at Otter Creek in Columbus, Indiana. And that's it. Boy, it's kind of like a small crew at the moment here. I feel like there should be 5 or 6 other people we've been talking to because we've just been talking a whole lot so far today. But Jeff, so You were saying that earlier this week you have been spending a lot of your training time, your golf lesson time, out on the golf course.
I have. The golf course has been a little bit more open this week, allowing me a bit more time to take the students out there, to put them in situations.
Good.
And I found a few things to always be true that I can relate to you, that everybody listening to us will clearly understand. When I'm out there with someone and I throw a ball down into the same situation that they would hit it in to deal with that situation. For example, John, let's just say that you've played and you hit your ball into the trees. When you get to your ball on the golf course, when that's happened to you, Tara, listen closely, because I know that at some point you may experience this once.
It's a possibility, but rare.
It'll be a rarity in your experience.
Right.
So listen to John's experience on this. I'll describe it as such, and he can tell me whether I'm way off base here or not.
Wait a minute, Jeff. Not with my Tour View Golf head and body stabilizer. It won't happen to me.
That's right. It will rarely happen.
Okay, go ahead.
But let's just say that it happens to a friend of ours. Has happened frequently in the past. Ball's off the tee and it flies into the trees. What always happens is they carry a bunch of emotion with them. And they're irritated, upset, angry, embarrassed, you name it, disgruntled, pick a word and throw it at that, and that's the situation they find themselves in. But when I go out with them and I just throw the ball down into a difficult place to play from, and we're there for the purpose of learning what's the best way to get it out, they're never as irritated because they didn't hit it there. So I learn a lot about how a person actually reacts to their shot, telling me how that they cannot play without emotion. They get a little too stirred up about a shot, because invariably when I throw the ball there and then I just ask them, all right, how do you expect to get yourself out of this mess? The shot always turns out much better than the one that they hit in there themselves and bring all that emotion with them. Is that a fair assessment in your vast experience in such things, John?
Wow, that is a loaded question.
Is that a fair assessment of the emotion that you bring in with you, making it difficult?
On the advice of my attorney.
The abuse continues.
I refuse to answer that question on the grounds that I might tend to incriminate myself.
Beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah, no, but I understand that, because, again, like you said, when you hit it in there, you're really ticked off for various and sundry, a veritable plethora of reasons. But if it's a learning experience and someone says, okay, let's go into the trees, here's the ball, get it out, then you approach it a lot more even-keeled, temperamental-wise, I would think.
Right. Your mind is in a much better place.
Yeah.
And so that's part of my playing lesson.
Oh, cool. Okay.
With them, is to let them understand that point very clearly, is that when you go into a place, wherever your ball may be, John, if you can't, the rules say that you're allowed to pick up the ball and identify it just to make sure it really is yours when you're in there. And you're allowed to go in and essentially figure out how you're going to get it out of there.
Right.
If you realize that if you can turn off your emotional switch well before getting to that ball, you can be honked off because you hit it in there.
Right.
But my suggestion to everybody listening to this in the playing lesson aspect of it is saying, look, go into it like you didn't hit the ball in there, but it was like you thought about it when I threw it in that position. Much like I've talked to you before on the show about how to dismiss ownership of a bad shot.
Yeah.
Like blame somebody else.
Exactly. Wasn't
It's
me.
somebody else's shot. They hit it.
This must be Mark's ball.
Right. Except we know Mark's ball, Mr. Fairway, is rarely out of the fairway, so you may have to come up with a different name for that. You see, Mark has it down pat. You see, he's already Mr. Fairway, so if his ball happens to go out, he knows that can be, say, John's ball.
I just want my ball to be the best ball on the fairway. Is that okay?
That's outstanding. That is the right mentality to have. Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that we do when I take people to the golf course, is talk about how they're feeling about what they're doing. Because if they're all stirred up one way or another, they're going to have a harder time hitting the next shot wherever it may be. Whether it be John's ball, my ball, Tara's ball, which is the best ball out there,
that's right,
and Mark's ball, which is always in the fairway. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. As long as you approach it with a clear head and a positive frame of mind, you have a much better chance at hitting your next shot very well.
You know, once again, with no overt attempt to brag, he said,
yeah,
Sunday's round, which I told you, I hit all but one fairway off the tee. Okay?
That's damn good.
And again,
it really is.
Amen to that, sister.
And this was at Champions?
Chariot
Run.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was just following what Mr. Jeff says to do, and realizing that I used to sway and now I turn. But we were playing with a gentleman who plays with us a lot, who let's just say out-hits us on a regular basis. Okay? And we were on the par 5 number 8 hole, and I hit a ball that basically hugged the left-hand side of the fairway, because, and I did that on purpose because the fairway slanted from left to right. I didn't want to be too far right because then it would just roll into the rough. So I aimed down.
Was it a nice warm hug, or was it one of those uncomfortable, a little too long hugs?
Oh no, it was a nice warm hug.
Good for you.
It was like we've known each other for years hug. Okay. It was. I hit it right down the left-hand side, and it bounced in the fairway and started rolling to the right a little bit and wound up basically on a flat space in the middle of the fairway.
Cool.
About 25 yards past the guy who plays with us on a regular basis and out-hits us on a regular basis. And I was just sitting there in the cart. Kevin is his name. He was riding with Mark in the cart, and I was riding by myself. And I was just sitting right next to my ball, waiting for Mark to find his and hit it. And Kevin came walking down to my ball, fully intending to hit it.
Oh, my God.
Because it was the one farthest down the fairway. And I said, Kevin, that's me. And he went, yeah, and actually lined up to the ball. And I said, Kevin, that's me. And he looked at me and went, oh, yeah.
Did you pull out the super soaker and defend yourself?
I didn't have to, man. I've got attitude, and the attitude was coming across.
That's right.
And at which point he said, well, where am I? And I said, the other side of that super Walmart back there.
Woo!
I figured it happened so seldom I had to take the opportunity I had.
Take the shot, John.
Oh, about that.
Jeff, isn't this a gentleman's game?
On some days.
On some levels.
Oh, God. John's favorite acronym. Gentlemen only.
Ladies forbidden. And don't you forget it.
Oh, I won't.
No, I know. That's right. So anyhow, it's just a few things that you've told me. First off, all of the tips on aligning, because and I am sure that I'm not the only dummy, but many of us who have been playing golf for a while really have no idea where we're going. Because even now, the way I know I'm aligned correctly is I think I'm aligned too far to the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on where you used to align yourself, which was pretty much on the next hole to the right. Yeah.
I say I'm going to hit this way to the left. It must be right, meaning correct.
Yes.
And I'm sure I'm not alone in that, and maybe we should do a little online video on just how to check that and how to overcome it, because it has helped me substantially. And the other thing I've done,
the amazing thing is to recognize where you really are and to own the recognition of that, and to use your left shoulder as let's just call it a scope or a guide.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sight on a gun.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the other thing, which you have mentioned at times, but I was I'm not going to say not aware of or not paying attention to, but just didn't know how to deal with, is probably the real reason why I paid no attention to it. But trying to swing.
You sure it wasn't the "shut up, Jeff" screaming in your head?
It's Who the hell invited him again?
My God.
But it's slowing down the swing. And one of the things that I know everybody who tries to tell people, and it's so confusing because the first time you tell them, they'll look at you with this dumb look on their face like, huh? But there's a difference between swinging fast and swinging hard.
Yes.
But not too many people can differentiate when they're trying to do it, whether they're accomplishing a hard swing or a fast swing. But it really doesn't matter. How many times have you said and have people heard, let the club do the work?
You know, if you can rotate your body, sling your hands out as far as possible without trying to push the club nor trying to pull the club. It's somewhat of an arm and hand slinging motion out in front of you while rotating your body. Your club will be moving faster than you could possibly ever swing it by trying to use pushing force on the club. It's unbelievable.
And it sounds so much more better.
It is.
It's so much easier.
It is.
And I mean, we've had, and we're going to track him down and see if he's around. We've had an author on a couple of years ago whose name escapes me, but he wrote a book on the golf gods, and their names were Timing and Tempo.
And John.
I haven't been elevated to god status yet, but I'm working on it.
How about goddess?
But wow. I mean, that's just so you make it smooth. You turn. You just when you do it right, it all works right. Ain't that funny how that works?
And you talk about stance all the time, Jeff, and that's something that I'm really trying to work on is my stance and allowing my stance to help me make the hit.
Yeah, you really can, because when you are balanced and athletic and mobile and stable, it's amazing what you really can do without a lot of real effort and certainly without a lot of thought. But the people who stand over it in a way that don't allow motion and stability at the same time, they're essentially not putting themselves in a position to succeed. Because everything happens at the beginning, and it sets you on a path, not necessarily the club path. Everything happens in a sequence of events, so to speak. And if you can do it athletically with speed and motion, you're going to be much happier.
You hold that thought. You hold that thought. You stay right where you're at. We will be right back. We are those weekend golf guys. Don't you move.
Welcome back to the No Monthly Mortgage Payments Show.
No doubt you've heard the programs and commercials talking about reverse mortgages. With the famous actors, or they used to be famous actors, telling you how you can eliminate your monthly mortgage payment, still own your home, and live the life of your dreams. Well, most of it's true, but you need to get all the facts. Call now for 7 secrets of reverse mortgages. Call 800-335-9492. This simple-to-read brochure includes information about possible hidden fees, which program benefits you and not the bank, and how to negotiate better terms. Let's put a stop to all the games. Call now to get the facts. Operators are standing by. Call 800-335-9492. That's 800-335-9492. 800-335-9492.
Jeff, I just have a quick question. Just, as John says, shameless self-promotion. Plain and Simple Golf School located at Otter Creek, a great golf course in Columbus, Indiana. How hard is it to get on your golf schedule for teaching? And what is the average cost of a lesson from you?
Well, the easy answer to that is it's very easy to get on my schedule. It's very difficult to get on my schedule within 2 to 3 days of your contact. I'm very flexible, but I'm also back to back busy.
Right.
Most of the time I'm busy a week out.
Wow, that's
2 weeks out on weekends. just because there's a lot of activity.
That's not bad.
And
just go to the driving range in the meantime and practice.
Yeah, go to my website, plainandsimplegolf.com. My information's on there. jmsgolflessons@gmail.com is an email address. A text is 812-344-4109. And an average cost is about $60.
Oh, that's really great, actually.
And you can always get through to Jeff from our website, also thoseweekendgolfguys.com.
Right.
And people will just Jeff at thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Thoseweekendgolfguys.com, our website, facebook.com/golfguys. Anytime you want to see us there. Have a good day, Tara. Good day, Jeff. Go play some golf. Bye.
See ya.